So the first question is, what is envelope? I'm glad I said your name correctly. And I don't like to say the names incorrectly. So yeah, that's it. Let's go with the first question, which is, what is an envelope? So let's jump to FL Studio. And I will try to explain you envelope with in several ways. And the first one that we can check it out is here. We have a tab for volume and envelope. And basically, envelope is a curve, a volume curve that you apply to any sound. And you can have, let's not worry about the delay. And you have a attack curve. We have a hold. We have a decay. We have a sustain and then a release. And let's play around with some of these levels. Actually, yeah, so this is the decay, and then the sustain level is the level at which it will sustain the note. Here we don't see it, but we could have also kind of a line here where we would go up and down. So that's basically it, the principles of a decay. And as you can see, I can move the points here. We have also some curves. Here we can see that we can have a more less tense tension and higher tension in the curves here. And we can do also here in the attack. And also we have it here in the decay. So we can really manipulate the way the sound will work. So as I told you, this is a volume automation or a volume curve that you apply to a sound. So let's go a little bit deeper and let's try to visualize this a little bit better in with a sound. Let's open up a synth here. Let's open up, where is it? Here, 3x oscillator. And let's just have a nice single curve or a nice single note. Let's use C4. Let's make it like that. Let's export this, quick render as audio clip. Okay. And now if we go here to the playlist, we have a normal wave or a normal, a normal curve here. Let me see, maybe I can do this a little bit higher so that normalize this so that we can have a better understanding of this. So let's assume that I want to apply an envelope to this. How can I do that? Let's go back to the 3x oscillator and let's play around with the envelope. And as you can see here, this is a volume thing, but we can also apply to some filters here and also to pitch. Not for panning, because this is again a kind of a volume curve that you apply, so you cannot apply it for panning. But let's play around with this so that we can see a difference in the way the sound looks and feels and plays also. First of all, let's have no attack, and let's have, for instance, a little bit of hold, maybe not so much, maybe let's go 25%, and then we will have a decay, and we will have a half, let's put it at 50% of sustain level, and then let's do a release. Here the release, I don't think it will have an impact, but let's do it that way. And now let's do the same thing. Let's export quick render as an audio clip. It will create a new clip, and you see now we have a different curve. And if we go back to the 3x oscillator here, let's try to maximize this. We see that we have attack is automatic, as you can see here. The volume starts as the source. Then we have a little bit of hold. As you can see here, it was 24%. And then we have a decay curve, which is this curve here. And the decay is based on this knob here that I'm messing with. And then we have a sustain. I told you that the sustain was half or 50%, which means that if this part here at the top is 1, this will be 0.5. So it's half. And then we still have the release, which does this kind of thing here. So instead of having a abrupt cut here, we can have a more gentle curve here for the release. Yeah, actually this went really good. And again, this has some tension here, as you can see, but we could just play around with the tension to have a different curve. The same thing goes for the tension here in the decay. And that's basically it. We are applying different curves, a different volume curve, or a volume curve, we can call it that, or a volume envelope. And we are changing the way the sound plays. So let's say we wanted to have more kind of, this could be, I don't want to say it wrong, but yeah, let me show you two different things. Let me show you how to do a bell, and let's do a pad. And usually bells are very short, and they can have quite extensive release. But let's play around with that. But they are short and have a long release. And then we can play around with a pad with a very high attack, and then a very long attack, let's say. And they can also have a long release. But let's listen to this one. As you see, we have a sharp attack or immediate attack, and then it decays, plays this level, and then goes out with the release. Okay, so now let's try to make a bell. Let's remove these ones. For the bell, I would put something like this, and then a sharp decay, a sustain level. I could actually leave the sustain to the maximum, and then just play around with the decay, and this is how it sounds. Okay, where is it? Let's make a little bit of sustain. Yeah, whenever I have the sustain, this gives me a little bit of volume. Only when I release it that I have the release level. So let's see what I can do here. Let's take the hold. Okay, so this is more kind of like a bell. So if I were to export a sound, it would have to be something like this. Let's export this one now. Quick render as audio clip. If I play it here, we have it more like a bell. Okay, so now if I want to do some kind of something more like a pad, I could do, for instance, with a higher attack. I can keep some hold. The decay, it's fine because we have sustain, and also I can play around with the release. And now let's play some chords. Okay, let's do that. Let's play this chord, which is C minor. Why is this not playing? Okay. Okay, I don't know if this will be enough. Maybe let's make it a little bit longer. And now we can quick render as audio clip. And now we have kind of a pad. So this is how you can control your sounds and basically apply an envelope to the sounds so that you can control the way they sound and behave. And this is very, very handy. Whenever you start having a little bit more control over your envelopes, you start to get in a higher level of control in your sounds and in your music. And I think it's a good way. Also, it's good to understand envelopes, because when we start to go into sound design, let's go with a GMS, which could be an easy way to show. We see that we can have envelopes for filter, modulation, frequency, and LFO. And this will also have an impact on the way the synth will work. So if you think the envelope will do this to the sound, then you have to understand a little bit how this envelope will work for the filter and for everything. So it's an important thing to understand here, because envelopes is all over music production. And the better you understand envelopes, the easier will be for you to make music or control the way your sounds sound. I guess that's the best way to put it.